Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you another project using alcohol inks and picture frames. And if you haven't seen my other videos, I do a lot of work with inks on the back of the glass, like that, where I just take the frame apart, do the inks on the back, and then put a white piece of paper behind it to reflect the light back out. Here's another example of a piece that I did on another video. This is actually did the inks on the back of the glass, but there's a cutout of a heart that's black ink on white paper. And it gives a really nice layered effect. But in this video, I'm going to go in a different direction. This is something new that I've started doing is I have a Silhouette Cameo die cutting machine. And I've cut out of cardstock the shape of this butterfly. And then behind it, there's the alcohol inks are on yupo, which if you're new to alcohol inks, you definitely want to check out some yupo. It's just Y-U-P-O. It's a synthetic paper. It's basically sheets of plastic, but they take the inks very well. They were originally designed for watercolor people, but a lot of alcohol ink artists use it. Great stuff. But getting back to what we're going to be doing today, like I said, the Silhouette Cameo allows you to cut images out of various mediums like cardstock, fabric, vinyl, sticker sheeting, stuff like that. So this is actually put together very, very simply. I just cut a piece of yupo, splash some inks on there with the little stamper, and just gives a beautiful effect. And so I've started working kind of in the opposite direction of stuff like this. Now, what I'm going to be working on today is a stained glass image. And again, I've used the Silhouette Cameo. And I've cut out the stained glass out of black cardstock. And I don't own a light table, so I'm constructing one here very simply, and I want to show you how I do it because it's super cheap. This is the glass from the frame, the 5x7 frame that we'll be using, and I just set it up on some craft paint here because for its size, craft paint's pretty heavy, so it's pretty stable. If you're doing much bigger frames, you may want to use blocks of wood or something like that. But what I'm going to do, because the yupo, you can't really see through it without a light table. And you could tape it up on a window and do it that way, but I was afraid that, the ink might run down. So I'm just going to set this on top of the glass, set the yupo on top of that, get it all lined up, and then put a small binder clip up here at the top just to hold everything so it doesn't move around. And now I can set it on here, turn on a flashlight, and I didn't check before I started this how that looks in the camera, but yeah, you can see what's going on. Okay, good. The first thing I did after I cut out the shape with the silhouette was I printed out a couple copies of the image to size and just colored them with crayons really, really quick. Just trying to figure out where I'm going to put colors and stuff. This was my first attempt. I don't really like it that much. So I'm going to go with this one. And the reason I did this is so that in the heat of the moment I don't get mixed up as to what I was going to make what color. So it just gives me a little guide. And I'm just going to be using Q-tips as paintbrushes. And for this I'm going to start in the middle and just kind of go out with my colors. So I have my colors all ready to go and they're lined up in the order that I'm going to do them. And I'm probably going to fast forward this part of the video just because it might take me a little time. Now you can see here, because these purple spots are rather large areas, I'm just using the end of the Q-tip to just kind of dab here and there to add some, you know, a little bit of variation in it, so it's just not a big solid thing. And I might go back and do that to the yellow too, in the middle there. I'm also going back and doing some of these twice because this green is so light. If I go back over it a second time, it's about twice as dark. So that'll just help it, you know, not look so pastel-ish when it's all put together in the end. Okay, so there we go. We've got the all the colors on there where they're supposed to be and all that kind of stuff. Looks very simple. And on my camera, it looks like these little pieces are the same color as the petals, but they're not. These little ones are wild plum and the petals are purple. So in person, there is a little bit of difference there. But yeah, let's put it together and see how we did. And you may have noticed I had a little trouble moving my light around. This light actually has a huge, really strong magnet on the back, and I didn't think about that when I started. So now we'll just pull our drawing out there. And grab our cutout. Did a test fit there, and you can see even with the black and white image underneath, I still missed a little spot up here in the corner, so I'm going to do that real quick. And I don't need the light and all that, I'm just going to smear it out a little bit. And one thing I like about this method is you don't have to be really exact with trying to stay in lines or anything like that, because the cutout's going to cover it all up. Get that lined up. There we go. Looking pretty good. So throw this in here and grab the frame. And again, this is one of my clearance picture frames. It wasn't really on clearance. It was I got a bunch of these 5x7s at Walmart for $1. And for doing stuff like this, they're great. So there we go. There's the finished piece. And even with $1 frame, you can hang it on the wall or set it on a desk or something. So yeah, I just wanted to again show this method of cutting stuff out and doing inks behind it on the yupo. Does some pretty cool effects. Get some interesting things. I'll show you one more I did. This is a Nautilus. Found the image online. It was just a black Nautilus on white background, so I cut them out. And with this one, because the detail is so intricate, you can actually see little white spots on the edge of the cardstock from where the Silhouette cut it out. But I can go in there and fix that even just with pencil, since it's a gray-green cardstock that I used for that. So there's just again, more ideas, keep playing around and experimenting, and just wanted to share. So take care. Have a good one.